So back in 2K22, I started a series on this channel, and it was the San Diego Wildcats expansion team series. And now here we are in 2K25. I know it's kind of cliche at this point, but the Seattle Supersonics, they're a staple when it comes to expansion teams, right? They have to be there because when the NBA does expand, I'm almost certain Seattle's getting a team. You could make the argument that Mexico City will probably get a team as well. Maybe even Louisville, like we've done with the Badgers. But I love San Diego, man. And like I said, the Wildcat series was one that I was really enjoying before I took the big break from YouTube. So we are going straight back to our roots here. We have unfinished business. Let's jump into this thing. As you can see, we are in the Pacific, in the Western Conference, and I've put Seattle in the Northwest. I moved Phoenix to the Southwest, which is where I believe they belong, and I brought Memphis over to the Southeast. So we're going to turn autosave off. We're going to go with 12-minute quarters this time around. I think I did that last year as well with the Badgers, to be honest, but I don't want to do any normalizing any of these stats or anything, so we are going to go with 12 minutes. Off-season auto, none of that features. I would protect 10 like I usually do, but this time around, we're actually adding 2 teams to the league. Usually, we only add ourselves, and then we add another team later on, but this time, we're adding both. So if I do 9 or 10 players, we're going to come down to a point where there's going to be almost no one left for us to draft. So I'm going with 8 for this. They've also added this farewell tour thing, which is kind of cool. So I'll have to see how that all pans out. For gameplay difficulty, we'll start off with Vanilla Hall of Fame for now. I'm not going to boost it up yet until I find out exactly how things are, in this year's game. I've played a couple of Play Now games, and it definitely seems more realistic. It's very smooth. Very, very smooth, bro. I am so excited for this game. I am love every year, man. 2K is just... I know a lot of people hate on it. I'm not one of those people. I play offline mode, so I have no beef with this game whatsoever. Simulator difficulty, absolutely getting bumped up. I'm going to go to 65 for now, and I'm going to hope that the CPU does not favor the user team because it tends to do that. I feel like that's a big reason why a lot of YouTubers, myself included, have had success with rebuilds in the past is because of this simulator difficulty. It should not be easy to win in the NBA, especially winning championships. It should not be happening just that easy, just by you moving things around and, putting a good lineup together. It is not easy to do. So another thing we're going to do here is put trade negotiations all the way up. I was going to do 95. I'm going to do 99. I'm going to do 99 because it's just too easy to trade in this game. I want it to be challenging. Here are some major changes that are happening in the NBA in this era. FIBA tournament added in 24. Love to see that. NBA Cup added in 23. We didn't have that in the Badger series because it was added to 2K after we started the series, so we're going to have that this season. And then All-Star Game no longer goes to a fixed score. So the best part of any expansion team, man, the expansion draft. Let's go through here and see what we've got here. Obviously, we're going to be looking for young guys. But right off the bat, Brad Beal, don't want him. I'm pretty sure Seattle's going to take him. They're going to take either him or Gobert because that's what they do. And rightfully so, but for $50 million, bro, yeah. I don't know about that. Right off the bat, man, I love TJ McConnell, love Torrey Eason. Steven Adams could be a good mentor, a good veteran big for us if we find a young big, which I'm hoping we do. Peyton Pritchard. I was thinking about this earlier, but Peyton Pritchard was actually the new Gen Badgers series. He wasn't the Wildcat series, but that would have been cool. I definitely would have been going after him had we not, had that been the Wildcat series, because I do want a former Wildcat on this team. Jordan Clarkson is another guy that I like a lot. Another one of those veteran guys. He's got the badges to be a mentor, so definitely going to keep Trey Jones. Wow, okay. Yeah, there's some good players here. Isaiah Joe, Aaron. Yeah, see, we can only grab one from each team, I believe. That should be the rule. Wiggins even has a team option for a 5th year. Yeah, I'm quite fond of the idea of grabbing Aaron Wiggins. He might actually be our first pick. Jalen Smith is here as well. Such a dynamic player, man. He's underrated, in my opinion. Got a lot of the usual suspects: Karis LeVert, Brandon Clark, Duncan Robinson, Mo Wagner. A lot of the guys that you see in these, most years. Santi Aldama, definitely intriguing. We'll have to take a look at which teams we're drafting from as well. And we have Seattle that we've got to, we've got to watch out who they pick. We're going to be disappointed with some of this, but let's go ahead and sort it by age to see, fingers crossed that there are some youngsters here. Bro, how do you gift me? Who did you protect that made you not protect? The first time I did a test on this, Rob Dillingham was here, which, that was just egregious. I'm glad to see him not here, but for Bub Carrington to be here, that might be our pick, right off the bat. Johnny Furphy, another guy that I absolutely adore, man. I love his shooting. A B. He probably deserves a better than a B, to be honest. Same with Bub, man. They're both good 3-point shooters. Tyler Smith. Yves Missi is a guy that I like too. Yeah, we're going to have some decisions to make. Filipowski, bro. Okay. All right, yeah. So I think that I already have got a good idea. Kobe Buffkin is a guy that I think I absolutely want on this team. What is his speed in this game? That is something that I want to find out. An 86 speed with ball. Okay, so that's not bad. I feel like he's faster than that, man. I've seen him play, like, in real life, obviously, and he's a very, very fast player. Got the very good defender Ryan Dunn here. And this is, I kind of do want to build a defensive-oriented team. A lot of you guys that have been around for a while, you guys know I like to build defensive-oriented teams and see if we can win that way, because I feel like the defense really does win championships. Not just the NFL that rings true. Jalen Wells at a 68 overall. I do like Jalen Wells, though. I think he's a guy that could surprise some people. We got Jay Will in here. Oh, man, bro. Why would you even do that to me? I can't do it. I'm not going to do it, but imagine, though. Imagine. Woo, okay. Another guy that I really like a lot, Josh Christopher. I thought that was Keldon Johnson. I was about to lose my mind. Jamal Sheed. I like Jamal Sheed a lot. He's another guy that's got to be fast. He's got to be fast in this game, right? Because he is, his combine was ridiculous. He had 95 speed with ball. He's a little undersized, but, you know, I don't know, today's NBA, man, I think that's kind of like people worry too much about that, but they're still such good players, and it's like, I think that is something that people, you know, they blow out of proportion, but I think it's pretty unanimous at this point, and when I say unanimous, I mean amongst me and myself and I and the cat, that Carlton Carrington is the guy that we're drafted first. So Seattle did me kind of dirty, bro. They actually took Peyton Pritchard, who I did kind of want, but we got Bub and we got Christian Brown with our first two picks. I think I'm going to go Furphy and Filipowski next, because I do want to round out this young core. You know what? Before things get out of hand here, give me Aaron Wiggins and give me Jalen Smith as well, because those are two guys that I absolutely want on this team. So this is the farewell tour thing we were talking about. Chris Paul, eligible for the farewell tour. It would be really cool to see him win one with the Spurs before he goes out, because he 100% deserves it. 1,000,000% deserves it, man. So we will give him the farewell tour, which he also very much deserves. And I want to show you guys this real quick, okay? Transactions, all teams, trades, right? No trades. I just wanted you to see this because I'm about to show you something that I found very, very interesting. So the latter half of the expansion draft was just a lot of indecisiveness by me. A lot of me just going through and just wondering, like, all right, who's going to fit best? But earlier I showed you guys that there was no trades or no underhanded stuff going on, because I wanted to show you that we got Jordan Clarkson. I noticed he was available later in the expansion draft, and it was after we had taken Kyle Filipowski, and I was kind of confused. I was like, wait a second, do they allow you to take more than one guy from a team? But I looked. After we had taken Steven Adams, Tari Easton had dropped off the board immediately after that. So this was the only example where that happened. But, you know, I was like, you know what, why not? I'm going to take it because Jordan Clarkson, great veteran to have on a team. I think that we have a good mix of veterans and young guys on this team. Starting off the bat with Aaron Wiggins, man. This is a guy who literally shot 49% from three last season. And on a decent sample size. I think he took like 130 threes, if I'm not mistaken. 126 is not bad. I mean, that gives you enough to say, okay, this dude is the truth, and he's got a good shot, and I'm very happy to have him headlining the team. Steven Adams, we know that the mentorship is a big deal, and having Filipowski and some of these young bigs on the team, he is going to be a guy that can he's got 9 badges. He's going to be able to help them in the mentorships program, so I'm excited about that. Same for Jordan Clarkson, but he's also going to be a big part of our rotation. I'm just a Jordan Clarkson fan. I've been a Jordan Clarkson fan since, you know, his days with L.A. Jalen Smith, I've been high on this guy since he came out of Maryland, I'm going to be honest. Christian Brown is just like a no-doubter. I mean, you guys know I'm a Jayhawks fan, and Christian Brown is a guy who I absolutely love for the 3-and-D aspect of his game as well. DeLon Wright, another one of those veteran guys who could just get it done. He's a guy that again, he was sitting there later in the draft, and it was a no-brainer. I'm like, you know, we got to bring in DeLon Wright because I think he's a great locker room guy. He's going to be great for the mentorships. Cam Reddish didn't pan out as well as I thought he might coming out of Duke. This is a guy that I was wrong about. I was very high on him coming out of that draft. I was right about Ja Morant being better than Zion because I think that he is. But, you know, Cam Reddish is the guy who I was saying that I thought would be like a top 3, maybe top 5 guy from that draft class, and he hasn't been that but he's solid enough to where I was like, you know what? I would like to have him on this team. Jabari Walker, a young, power forward, a guy that can rebound. And that's always a pain point in some of these expansion, for some of these expansion teams that we put together, is that we don't have a lot of rebounding. I wanted to have good rebounding on this team. AJ Green is a guy who probably won't be around very long. He's a good shooter, so, I'm glad to have him on the team. But he doesn't do anything else particularly well. But I guess that's pretty much all you really need him for, is kind of the catch and shoot. But again, he's ambivalent about being here, and we're ambivalent about having him, so how about that? Kobe Buffkin, probably one of the guys I'm the most excited about on this team. Again, I talked about it earlier, how athletic he is. I absolutely love Kobe Buffkin, and I think that he will be a good player in this league in real life. And I feel like he's going to be a good player for this team as well, for as long as we can ride this thing out with him, as our point guard. And I say him as our point guard because they have Bub Carrington listed as a 2 guard, which I think that it's kind of, we have a luxury here with the fact that we can play him at either spot, right? He doesn't have any badges or anything like that yet, but he is a good player for being a 70 overall. Like what is his potential? I know my face is in the way. He's got a C potential, which I think his potential is better than that. Having him as kind of the centerpiece young guy to build around, that is extremely exciting to me. Then, of course, sticking with the Jayhawk bias, man, my boy from Australia, Johnny Furphy, man. Shout out Ty O'Dwyer, which, by the way, I'm going to be talking about it in a second, but the draft class, man, we've got a great draft class coming up, and huge shout out to PJ, Ty O'Dwyer, the Crypto Knight, all of those guys, Dom, Chaos, all these guys that have been working on. I'm probably leaving somebody out, but all of you guys that just, that not only put these hashtag ad players and give them great backstories, but those of you that help work on them, man, you guys are absolutely legends. I'm here to tell you, man, like I always say, I'm just the messenger. You guys are the real MVPs, the real GOATs of this channel. And then, of course, rounding things out, we got our boy Kyle Filipowski, a guy that we had on the Badgers last season that developed quite well, but we ended up not being able to really afford him one of those off seasons. But I plan on him. These 3 guys at the bottom, it was almost as if, we had 3 draft picks, 1 in the first round, 2 in the second round, which is pretty realistic, I would say, right? Like, as an expansion team, we should have had draft picks, but considering I wanted everything to be, the way that it should be, like in real life, I didn't start from the offseason because I wanted all the free agents to be in the right spots and all that. So we should have had draft picks, so it's almost like we had 3 of them. So this is the lineup we're going to be running with, at least out of the gate right now, right off the bat, just to see how, everything works. There's going to be a lot of moving parts this season because, again, we don't know what our identity is yet, and we've got some young guys on the team that right now is the best time for us to find out what do we have in these guys, right? So Bub, he's going to start at point guard because I want Jordan Clarkson playing off the ball at the 2 guard. But in the future, our point guard of the future, I think, is maybe not on the team yet, unless Kobe Buffkin really becomes that dude, right? Then you've got, of course, Aaron Wiggins at the 3, 30 minutes for Carrington, 29 for Clarkson, 31 for Wiggins. Jabari Walker, he will start at the 4, but again, I think I'm going to move some things around. I think maybe Jalen Smith comes in and actually plays the 4, and starts there at some point in the near future. But we'll have to see. Steven Adams at the 5, and then Jalen Smith will be our 6th man for now. Christian Braun right behind him. Kobe Buffkin, DeLon Wright, and then Johnny Furphy will round things out for the 10-man rotation. And again, that is just to start. There's going to be some moving pieces. Filipowski, definitely a guy I'm going to want to get worked in, very, very early on in the season. But as you can see, all of these things happening under head coach Jerry Stackhouse. Yes, I think that he has the potential to be a very good head coach here in San Diego, and I think he deserves the shot. So I think I'm happy to run the pick and roll offense for now. I think that will be fine, at least until we find our true identity, offensively and even defensively. Offensive tempo, I think, is average. Average is fine for now. We're going to be crashing the boards on both sides, offensively and defensively this time around. Defensive focus, limiting perimeter shots is always going to be a good way to go because of the way that the NBA is headed. I think maybe rolling with, one of the things I've always liked to try is the 7 seconds. We are a 2.5 star in that also. His system is balanced, but I don't think that Bub Carrington really it's only really Jordan Clarkson that excels in the balanced system. I think that I really do want to go with 7 seconds, honestly. I don't usually like to go against the coach's preferred system, But I am going to make this the active system and see how we do with it. You know, again, this is just like a season to experiment with different things and find out what works for us. So I'm going to be doing the format of these episodes quite a bit different than I've done in the past. I think you guys are going to like it a lot more. You know, we're going to be getting through so much more, so much quicker. So, you know, there's going to be opportunities for even more series down the road and things like that, because we're going to get through like 5 or 10 years within the course of like 20 episodes, maybe 30 episodes. So it's not going to be like before. I'm actually going to get up to like probably the end of the regular season in this episode, but we are going to play part of this opening day game here against, opening day for us at least, against Utah. It will be at home in San Diego, and it's a NBA Cup game, which is pretty cool. So here we are, boys, our first game as a franchise. We know our lineup. Taking a look at theirs: Keontae George, Colin Sexton, Lowry Markkinen, Taylor Hendricks, and Walker Kessler. But we got 2 of their guys somehow. We got Jordan Clarkson and Kyle Filipowski on the squad. I'm going to have to get Filipowski in this game at some point. Here we go. Here we go. Everything is pretty new here for the most part. And we lose the tip. I was very, very late on that, but let's get it, man. Let's get it. Like I said, I want to kind of establish a defensive identity for this team. Bub Carrington is pretty athletic, and he can shoot, and I just let Lowry right past me, but he's going to, bounce around. That's another thing I noticed this year is that you can make shots, you can even green shots, and, you know, they'll bounce around the rim quite a bit. I did turn the shot meter off, and another thing I also love is the fact that you can hit full whites this year as we get, bro, we just missed 2 layups that felt like they were point blank. That's Hall of Fame difficulty for you. I hate everything. And then they miss one. But we're not there with the defense. It's okay. It's all right. We're going to be all right. Hand down, man down. They're up 5-0. Okay. Let's see if we can get our boy Bub Carrington going here.
Adams with the ball. Outside Walker.
I used to love running this play. There's Jordan Clarkson for our first 2 points. Oh, they called me for the foul. I tried to go for the steal there. That's our first foul. So this is actually NBA Cup action, which does mean something, you know, to an extent. We got to see if we can win some of these games and actually make it to, like, the, you know, like, round play or whatever they call it. But Keontae George, oh, that was actually not bad defense, not terrible defense, but we couldn't really recover on it. See if you can actually green a free throw on Hall of Fame this year. We made them, so that's the important part. Good defense. That's what I want to focus on the most, but you got to get out there, Steven Adams. We got bailed. They missed. Let's run. Let's run. Get in there. Oh! Oh, my God. I should have just went up with it. That was crazy. I should have just went up with it with Clarkson. He looked like he was actually going to – he might have gotten that down. Good job, Steven Adams. Let's run.
Walker passes to Wiggins.
Beautifully. Bro, if we miss one more, Bub. There we go. I told you. You can actually green it, and it won't even look like you're going to make the shot at first. There we go, though, man. These point-blank layups, that is a thing that really they need to fix. I don't understand it. Good defense by Bub Carrington. Here we go. We are in Midway Rising Arena, by the way. That is a real arena concept. We just keep missing layups. That is a real proposed arena for San Diego, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen in real life, but it happened here. So that is all that matters.
George outside.
Come on, Wildcats. Good job, good help. Defense. There we go.
And they're on the break.
All right. Slow it down a little bit.
Pass to Walker.
Get it to Jordan Clarkson. Give me the screen.
Adams high post with the drive.
There you go. I should have dished it out, but we are on a little run here. Looks like we have good attendance too, man. I mean, like, obviously it's our first game as a franchise, so I'm sure that there is some hype around us as they hit the layup. They're hitting all their layups. We can't hit any as Jerry Stackhouse is going to want to talk things over here for us, but it's only a 1-point game early. Oh, they actually start showing the fans. That was crazy. They showed the dance cam. I like that, actually. I really like that touch. Look at this. Look, and they don't know how to dance, but at least they're trying, right? Like that's, and then now they just stopped. We're 3 of 9 from the field right now. Not a great start. Could be worse though.
Walker screen on Sexton. Clarkson passes to Walker.
There we go. Now we finally get a layup with Jabari Walker. It's a welcome sight, man. We were missing point-blank layups like crazy early on. There you go. There you go, Aaron Wiggins. Okay. Showing off some of that athleticism that made me very, very excited about drafting him. Oh, you can green a free throw. Bro, there we go. Baseline on him, Jordan Clarkson. Let's get it, baby. I like that physical finisher badge. I like some of these new badges, to be honest. Yeah, he's going to bully him. Yeah. Wiggins is kind of small. Wiggins is not, he shouldn't be on Lowry. We're going to have to switch up the matchups a little bit. But after our second timeout, I think I might go and simcast it a little bit and see how we do in the simcast. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's see where we'll jump into it some point like fourth quarter. There we go. Keeping it a close game still. Oh, all right, back and forth here. Not bad in the second. Still a very close game. I don't want to go too fast because I feel like they're going to pull away if we do. Bro, it is a back and forth game, and they're giving me hope that we could win our first game. Come on, boys, keep it close. We're going to jump in. 5-point game. Still a 5-point game. Come on, don't let them run away with this. 7-point game. Give me a little closer. 7-point. Give me a little closer. Do we have the ball? Let's jump in. We do have the ball. Let's go, baby. Jordan Clarkson's got 42. And that's going to add to it. Bro, we need to get him out of the game, though. 5-point game. He's got 44, 1, and 9. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Jordan Clarkson. You see why I was excited about him now. We got to play well, though. And I don't think we're going to. We have got to play well if we want to win this game. I gave him too much space. Steven, what is wrong with you? We got Wiggins. Let's go, baby. 20 for Wiggins. You love to see it. We get it right back. Man, I knew they were going to him. Please, okay, no and one. Make him shoot the free throws. 11 and 11 for Jabari Walker. Come on, San Diego. Make some noise. Make some noise. He missed it. Ball don't lie, baby. Let's go. We got to get Jordan Clarkson out of this game, bro. He is 47 energy. How are you leaving him in? I understand that he's doing so well, but...
Here's Buffkin. Pass to Carrington. The three is up.
That's good. That's a...
The rebound by Markkanen. Markkanen's got rebound number
That
11.
felt good out of my hands.
Here's Sexton driving in.
Yeah, now they're just rubbing it in at this point. I think we blew this one, man. We came in down only 7. We're down by 13. Why are we not running plays?
More assists and shot the ball more efficiently. Those things tend to go hand in hand.
There we go. And the fact that we can hit full whites this year is very, very, that's very, very promising. Give him some help. He's just blowing right past Carlton Carrington, which is so, yeah, that is very, very disheartening. Carrington. Come on, Carrington. I got to get his shot down, man. But that's going to do it. They're just going to dribble this one out. We're going to lose it by 12. I feel like there were definitely some good takeaways from the game. But, man, oh, man. I definitely got to get in the lab and learn some of these guys' shots, though. That's for sure. But we lose it by 12. We can't win them all. And we are a young team right now that is still, trying to learn who we are, trying to find our identity. As the season goes along, though, we will find the most promising parts of this team, and we will, take advantage of, what we do well, and we will try to, improve on what we don't do well. But let's look at the box score, bro. Clarkson putting up just amazing. 44, 1, and 9 in 39 minutes, and he was very efficient as well. He had 4 turnovers, same for Carrington, but Wiggins 23, 4, and 4, not mad at it. Carrington with 3 steals, 14, 2, and 4 for the rookie with 3 steals. I'm happy with that performance, to be honest. Furphy with 14, 3, and 1 in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Yeah, that's going to get you more playing time, Johnny Furphy. 16 rebounds for Adams, 11 for Jabari Walker, a nice little double-double with 3 assists. But Jalen Smith came in for 15 minutes, put up 5, 5, and 1. Braun, I would have liked more out of Buffkin and Brown, but we just didn't get it in this one. But again, like I said, man, this is we actually didn't shoot that bad either, almost 50%. But the Jazz were just 37 from Sexton is crazy. George with 11 assists. That's what I got to do is I got to find the playmaker on this team, and I don't know if we have it yet. Like, as you can see, Carrington with only 4 assists, Clarkson with 9. I believe, do we put him at the point? I don't think so. But, maybe DeLon Wright. I don't really know what we do. But I think that you guys will be able to help me and tell me what we should do. We're probably going to be looking for a point guard in the draft, though. But if we're a bad team, we're probably going to go with best available anyway. So I do want to set up some individual training also. Obviously, Christian Braun, I think I want to go shooting, like offensive with him. Let's see, outside scoring, yeah. We definitely want to focus on that with him. I think athletic is fine for Kobe Buffkin. Bub Carrington, what do we, I really would like him to focus on offensive. I think that that's good. Same for Clarkson. Filipowski, I think offensive is fine for him as well because, he just does so many things well on the offensive side of the ball. Outside scoring for Furphy, no doubt about it. Same for A.J. Green, for as long as we keep him. Cam Reddish, maybe we work on defense with him. Yeah, you know what? We'll go two-way for Cam. I think that that's fine. Rebounding for Jalen Smith for now, I think is perfectly fine. And Aaron Wiggins, I don't mind him working on outside scoring. That's what they have it as right now, and I think that's okay. And then DeLon Wright, defensive, yeah, everything else is good there. I like it. For Filipowski, this was the reason I wanted to bring in Steven Adams. We are going to give him rebound chaser, brick wall, and then I'm going to give him this one, paint prodigy, which is one that I like a lot. I was actually looking at it, and it's for inside scoring, right? Paint prodigy improves the player's ability to quickly and efficiently score while going to work in the paint. I would love to see him work on this, especially considering the fact that I think that he's got a very smooth stroke from outside. So I think he'll be fine with his outside shooting for now. So I think it's pretty clear that Bub Carrington is going to be mentored by Jordan Clarkson. I'm going to give him float game, layup mixmaster. Let's just real quick. I think I want this, but layup mixmaster improves to finish fancy or acrobatic layups successfully. I think actually I'm going to go with physical finisher instead, and Deadeye is so clutch that there's no doubt in my mind that I want Deadeye. And then the last one we'll do Kobe Buffkin, and of course, DeLon Wright is going to be the perfect, mentor for him. I think we can give him, some of the defensive badges might be pretty good just because Kobe is so athletic already, and he's decent offensively, so maybe some of these defensive badges will help him. So I'm going to go with glove, pick dodger, and off-ball pest because DeLon Wright is a great defender. If we could make, Kobe Buffkin into like a two-way playmaker, that would be fantastic. I mean, that's the ideal outcome in this situation. So now that we got everything saved, we played our first game of the year. We lost our first game as a franchise, but that's to be expected. I mean, we do got to get some things ironed out here, as a team. And I didn't even get a chance to show you guys this yet, but taking a look at the Supersonics, they ended up going with Bradley Beal, Rudy Gobert. They took Peyton Pritchard from us, KCP, Harrison Barnes, Kyle Anderson. Why they went with Barnes instead of Trey Jones, I don't know. Caleb Martin, Simone Fontecchio, Grant Williams, Spencer Dinwiddie, Craig Porter Jr., Alex Len, Jalen Pickett, Jalen Wells. So they got a couple of young guys as well, but a lot of veterans and a few really bad contracts. But, hopefully they'll build this thing up and make it look a lot better than it does right now. But I think we're all ready to go ahead and simulate up to right around the trade deadline. And once we get to that point, we'll be just before the All-Star break. We'll have a good grasp of, what the team is looking like and what's working, what's not. And, maybe we make a move or two before the deadline. So Clarkson went down with an injury, and I'm noticing that actually with Bub Carrington at the 2 in that time span, he's actually played quite a bit better than what he has at the 1. So that's something we definitely want to monitor because, he's the youngest player from this draft class, at least the youngest, domestics, U.S.-based prospect. But, man, I'm going to tell you right now, he is we got time to figure out what we want to do with him, but that is definitely something that we want to keep an eye on. Steven Adams down for 4 to 6 weeks. So this is the most serious injury we've dealt with so far as time frame goes. Left arm hairline fracture. Might be time for Filipowski to step up. I think we're going to put Jalen Smith as the starter, but yeah, Filipowski's going to get a lot more playing time here. So Steven Adams is fully healed. Let's just see real quick, though, how did Filipowski do? It looks like he's on fire. Let's see how he's been doing in his recent games here. 22, 7, and 3, really not bad at all. But otherwise, just kind of so-so, I guess. I do love the fact that he is shooting 50% from 3 right now. On how many attempts? Let's see. For 13 of 26. Okay, so he is really, really on fire from three-point range. So I am going to keep Filipowski in the rotation for now, and we'll just continue on simming. We're at 9-33 at this point, but we'll keep on going, say, through February 7th. It'll stop me, obviously, when the trade deadline is, approaching. Ooh, Deron Holmes and Matisse Thybulle. I do like Deron Holmes, but, man, Aaron Wiggins is a guy that I really want to keep on this team. I don't know if he's quite untouchable, but yeah, these trades aren't it, though. I mean, obviously I have the slider at 99, so we're not going to get any great offers, but yeah, these aren't it. Today is the trade deadline. Would you like to stop simming and make some offers? Yes, I would. So it's February 6th, the day that we actually have Utah again. We sit at 10-39 on the season. Let's take a look at the standings all across the league. Golden State 34-16, Denver also 34-16. Great seasons for them so far. Denver is very good at home. Dallas 33-17. OKC the same thing. Phoenix having a great year. The Clippers, the Spurs looking very, very good in Wemby's second season. Sacramento having a good year. Minnesota, New Orleans, the Lakers, the Supersonics, the other expansion team. Portland, Utah, Houston, and then us. So we are at the bottom of the conference. Again, to be expected. And I didn't put the simulation slider difficulty up because I want to tank. No, we're going to leave it that way throughout the series, right? Even when we are a good team, that slider is going to stay the same. So if we become a good team, Atlanta is 35-17. The Knicks at 34-18. At least they didn't really do the Celtics dirty, though. 31-20. Cleveland 32-19. Indiana, Toronto is actually doing really well. Detroit, man, I'm curious to see what our boy Ron Holland and Cade, what they're doing over in Detroit right now, because they are 28-22. Miami behind them. Chicago, Orlando, Milwaukee. The Sixers underachieving a bit. Memphis, Charlotte, the Wizards, and the Nets. So we actually do, in fact, have the worst record in the league right now, which is surprising. I expected Brooklyn would outdo us in being a horrible team. Let's also take a look at some of the stats here. Let's look at the league leaders. And finally, they did not make us... What is that, bro? We got dudes averaging 43 a game through 50 games? 41 and a half? What is this? I've never seen anything like that in my life, bro. That is crazy. Brunson at 33, Maxey at 31, Booker. Like, this is crazy this year. Look at some of these numbers, bro. I've never seen anything like this in my life, even in 2K. That, I mean, obviously, I'm sure that'll even out at some point, but man, great numbers for, Embiid. I was expecting that he was probably, I mean, it's only a day-to-day injury, but he had a left humerus fracture, which means that he was probably out for a while, which could kind of contribute to them losing some games, obviously. Steph having a great year. Jokic, Jamal Murray. But look at, I mean, just looking at some of these guys at the top, that is insane. I've never seen anything like that. LaMelo having a great season. Halliburton, Durant, Cam Thomas. Kyrie is also injured. He's out 4 to 6 weeks with a torn left calf muscle. Jaylen Brown, Kawhi. So, man, this is a high-scoring league this year. Wemby having a great season. Dame. Look at J-Dub actually doing his thing, man. Almost 25 a game. Zion. Yeah, man. Oklahoma City. Wow. Like, how many points are you guys scoring? Yeah, bro. This is an anomaly or something because, like, I mean, when you look at this, right, it's not like the points per game are anything like there's nothing crazy about the points per game. So take a look at our stats as a team. Looks like Clarkson is leading us at 17.7 a game. Wiggins at 15 a game. Carrington at 15 a game also. Not bad, but we don't have anybody that's a legit playmaker right now. As you can see, 3.5 assists is a team best between Clarkson and Carrington. They're tied right now. Buffkin at 1.7 a game. I would like to see, more out of him, but again, like I said, we are a new team, so you can't expect any of this to be like amazing right now. Jalen Smith has been impressive, and Johnny Furphy has been fantastic. He actually came in when a few guys got injured, just has been lights out, man. I mean, I think the 3-point percentage, it's not great. It definitely could be better, but Wiggins has been good at 38%. Furphy, could be better. We are not shooting great, from 3 as a team, but I do hope it will get better. Filipowski came back down to earth, but 39% is still fantastic. DeLon Wright, not bad. I think my only complaint really is just the efficiency. I mean, that's where we really need to, we really need to get it up with the efficiency, but otherwise, it's not bad for an expansion team. It could be worse. So going into the trade finder, I just want to see, like, who is it that we could move on from realistically right now? Like, DeLon Wright and Steven Adams, both are on one-year deals, and I don't think that there's no options on either of those. Cam Reddish, same with him. Jabari Walker, I could see us moving on from one of those guys. Bro, the slider's on 99, Knicks. What is this? But there is no world where AJ Green is worth a first-round pick. There's just no universe. So I didn't really want to get rid of Steven Adams, considering he's part of the mentorship program for Kyle Filipowski. But all things considered, he's furious right now. He's bringing down the team's morale. Detroit is like a fringe contender right at the moment, at least. And, they're offering us Paul Reed and a 28 first-rounder for Steven Adams, who they view, obviously, as an upgrade over Paul Reed right now, to go behind Jalen Duren. And we do have to give up quite a few second-round picks. But considering the fact that, the slider's on 99, that's to be expected. But we do get that 28 first-rounder back from Detroit. And even though they're contending right now, they may not be in 2028. We'll have to see how it all pans out. But I actually like this trade. It's the best I think we're going to get with the slider being the way it is. So, yeah, we know that it includes somebody in the mentorship program, but we still want to make the trade. And boom, there we go. They agree, obviously. So we are good, man. I think, again, we're losing a mentor, but we're gaining a first-round pick, which I think is going to be more important in the long run. And he was actually putting up decent numbers in Detroit. When you look at it, like 7.5 per game, 6.3 rebounds, over a steal, over a block per game. Really, really not bad. His per 36 numbers, not bad either. And he's shooting 40% from three. We take that all day on, decent enough volume for a center. So this is how we'll run it, at least for now. I'm going to have Jalen Smith starting, at the 5, and then we'll have Bub at the 1, Clarkson at the 2. I might even bring Clarkson off the bench, honestly. At this point, we have nothing to lose. We're already losing games in our first season, and, we want a good pick anyway. So, it's full tank mode at this point. Buffkin at the 1, Carrington at the 2, Wiggins, Furphy, who's been doing so well this year, Jalen Smith, then Clarkson, Brown, Paul Reed, Filipowski, and DeLon Wright. They are going to round things out. I do want to take a look at a few of these box scores to see, in these wins, what did we do well? Clarkson and Wiggins did really, really well in this game where we won by 1 point against the Sixers. And Embiid had a great game, same with Maxey. But, again, Clarkson is the one giving us the assists right now. We're not really getting that out of guys like Buffkin and Carrington, but we'll have to. That's something we'll definitely have to look at in the offseason because the playmaking is lacking big time at the moment. Wiggins, great game in this one where we beat the Rockets by 22 points. Whitmore had a good game for them, but it was Wiggins, Clarkson, and Buffkin and Carrington on our end. We actually beat the Clippers by 11 in this one, who have Kevin Porter Jr. now. Jalen Smith, Clarkson putting up good numbers. Furphy, 2 of 9 from 3. You like to see him do a little bit better than that. I would like that three-point efficiency to go up for sure. We beat the Wizards in OT. Not a big surprise to beat the Washington Wizards, but Jalen Smith, Steven Adams actually had a good game here. We're going to miss those rebounds, but Jalen Smith, especially for his size, still a very, very good rebounder. So Aaron Wiggins had a good game as well. We beat another bad team in the Nets. Aaron Wiggins doing his thing. Aaron Wiggins has been he's been a bright spot on this team. Furphy and Carrington both with 25 plus in this game as well. Great game all the way around. Cam Thomas dropped 42 on us in that game, but not a whole lot more in terms of wins. We did beat the Phoenix Suns by 1, which is that is something to be proud of, considering the season that they're having. Buffkin, Carrington, both with good games. But, that team right now is 31-20, so they're a contender, and we beat them. But, hey, even a broken clock gets to be right twice a day, right? So, here at the trade deadline, I don't think there's really anything else we need to do. So we're going to go ahead and simulate up to around the end of the regular season. What I'll probably do is I'll stop right before, you know what? I'm going to stop right before this Sonics game because we'll play it in the next episode. We'll play part of that game. So real quick, looking at the Rising Stars game, it looks like Risa Sher, Reed Shepard, and Alex Sarr led the way for the rookie side. The sophomores, it was Keontae. We actually had Johnny Furphy over there, 8-5-4. I saw that at the last second. And Bub, 7-4-1 with 3 steals. I'm telling you, man, this dude gets his steals. And Filipowski in the game as well with 5-10-2, 2 steals and a block. So the Wildcats out here representing. Donovan Mitchell won the 3-point contest, and it looks like Amen Thompson was the winner of the dunk contest. And then still, slightly unrealistic for the All-Star game as far as the score goes. I mean, 140 is kind of realistic, but these games are usually a lot more high scoring. But you see the stats here. Yeah, I don't really see any like first time. I mean, obviously Wemby is newer to the All-Star game for the most part, but everyone else is, I think, guys that you would expect to be here. Oh my God, that hurts, bro. Furphy out for the season with a spinal injury. So back to the starting lineup for Jabari Walker. We're still sitting on 10 wins, man. We're 10-46 on the season so far. We just literally lost a game by 35 points where we only scored 75 in the game. So we're at the contract extension deadline. Let's see if anybody is eligible. It looks like Clarkson, he's still got 2 years, but he's willing to re-sign. Obviously, Jabari Walker is heated for whatever reason, man. I don't know. He's been getting a decent amount of playing time, but he's not willing to come back. I don't know. Like, I don't want to make a decision right now on Clarkson unless, wow, that's actually a really friendly contract, though. A 1+1 for that type of money, like, I'm willing to extend him for that. Like, to be a mentor and to just be, like, kind of like that constant in the locker room and on this team, yeah, I'll bring him back for that. So we've made it up to the Sonics game that we are going to be playing in the next episode. We'll at least play part of it. And yeah, so we are sitting at 12-68. Obviously, we're last in the power rank, last in the conference, but again, there are some decent takeaways. Let's go back and look at some of these. We beat the Pelicans twice. Let's take a look. So B.I. put up 26. McCollum, Murray, the new addition. Clarkson, very good game. Carrington, not bad. Wiggins, same thing. Jalen Smith with a double-double, and same with Jabari Walker. And then we beat him again by 20 in this one at home. Clarkson had 30 in this game. Wiggins with 26 and 2. We had another couple double-doubles by the same guys. Jalen Smith, Jabari Walker. Those dudes are working out. They really are. I hope that Jabari Walker is happier with us in the near future, but very efficient also for Clarkson. And then, yeah, those were our only 2 wins after the All-Star break, both against the New Orleans Pelicans. Taking a look at the standings in the West, Dallas right now, 55-25. Same with Golden State, who is having a great year. Denver, Oklahoma City, Phoenix, Sacramento at 6th seed is very, very good, man. Great season for them. Minnesota, San Antonio, Los Angeles. I was expecting Minnesota to do better because I heard that, 2K kind of glazes them in the sim. But the Clippers, the Pelicans, maybe a play-in team, depending on what happens with the Lakers. Seattle not in it anymore. Portland, Utah, Houston, and then us down here at 12-68. Over in the East, man, there's still a couple games to go. But Atlanta, it has the 1 seed right now. New York right behind them. No 60-win teams across the NBA this season. But Indiana, Cleveland, Miami, Detroit did very well. Chicago, Boston, who kind of fell off a little bit. Orlando, and then Milwaukee and Philly battling out for that last play-in spot. I think Toronto is mathematically out of it. Then Washington, who had a much better second half. Memphis down here, Charlotte, and Brooklyn. So we were the worst team in the NBA. And again, that's not a big surprise. I think we expected that. And then taking a look at the league leaders, bro, they came back down to earth a little bit, but I mean, this has to be the best season for anybody not named Wilt Chamberlain ever, if I'm not mistaken. 38.8 points per game. Luka at almost 37 a game. Ant-Man at 35.4. Like, the offense this year, absolutely insane. Trae Young, Jalen Brunson, Devin Booker, Giannis, and Cade Cunningham, all with 30+. Usually you only have 2 or 3 guys at 30+. We have 8 guys. Tyrese Maxey, who's injured right now with a broken right ankle, had a great year. Tatum, Banchero, Steph, Joel Embiid, Donovan Mitchell, Kyrie Irving. I'm kind of interested to see what Chris Paul did for his farewell tour here, and I'm also interested to see how they do in the playoffs. Take a look at our stats. Clarkson actually had a decent year. 18.5 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, 3.3 assists. Wiggins was right behind him with almost 15 a game, and Bub Carrington, almost the same type of numbers, honestly, with just more assists, but doing just as good as Aaron Wiggins. Very, very proud of how he's done this year. Buffkin, that's a good year for Kobe Buffkin, considering the amount of minutes he played. Jalen Smith had a great year. Johnny Furphy was probably the biggest revelation this year. He has been fantastic, and he is going to get a lot more minutes in the future, in the coming years for us. Christian Brown, decent, not bad. Again, efficiency wasn't our thing this year. It doesn't look like we had anybody that was even near 40% from three, but, you know, that's something that hopefully in the future, when we become a better team, we'll get better with time as well. Taking a look at the rookie report, man, Risa Sher had a great year at 17, but look who was right behind him at 14 points. We already know the numbers. Second in scoring, man. That is very, very promising for our boy Bub Carrington. Dalton Connect, a good year. And Johnny Furphy. Boys, we had two guys in the top 5 for scoring with as far as rookies go. Dillingham had a good year. Holland. I mean, this wasn't a great draft class. We know that. So, you know, there's some weak points here. I'm surprised, though, that guys like Reed Shepard and Alex Sarr didn't do better. But Filipowski, we had 3 guys in the top 10. Terrence Shannon Jr. is on the Bucks. Let's take a look at some of the trades that happened. So we know about our trade. Our trade was right at the deadline, but it looks like Duncan Robinson went to the Raptors. Daniel Gafford went to the Warriors in exchange for Draymond Green. TJ McConnell. Chris Paul got traded to the Pacers during his farewell tour. What? Terrence Shannon for campaign. Wow, why they would trade Terrence Shannon is beyond me. Sam Hauser to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Danilo Gallinari and a second-round pick. Tyler Kolek to the Hornets for Seth Curry. That's crazy. Why? I don't know why they would do that. But yeah, not much else here. I mean, nothing too crazy, but seeing guys like, a guy like Terrence Shannon on the move, especially considering, I mean, maybe I'm going too much based off what he's doing in real life. And then taking a look at the award races, man, the fact if Shea doesn't win MVP with that kind of season, I mean, I understand Luka, how well he's doing, but bro, I mean, like, this is a legendary accomplishment for Shea. He deserves the MVP, but looking at the MVP race right there, Luka is leading it right now. Risa Sher is ahead of Carrington and Furphy, but I would love to see one of our boys win it. I think it's going to be Risa Sher, though, to be honest with you. Lonzo Ball, 6th man of the year. Kevin Porter Jr. I don't even want him in the league, to be honest. Right behind him, Wemby. You might as well just give him this award every year. Like, just call it the Wembanyama Award, because he's going to win it. Jalen Smith, most improved. You know that obviously this list is going to be all guys from the expansion teams, but yeah, that is a welcome sight right there. I'm surprised Wiggins isn't higher. I thought maybe Aaron Wiggins would be the guy, but Jalen Smith, we'll take that as well, man. Clutch Cade, that was a Jaden Hardy Award big time last year. And yeah, so those are the award races right now. But there you have it, my boys. That is going to do it for episode 1. We'll be back very soon with episode 2, where we not only are going to take on the Sonics, but we are going to go straight into the offseason. We're going to see how we do in the draft lottery, and we are going to go into scouting a lot of the players that we are creating for the upcoming draft class. I didn't do a whole lot of scouting in this episode because I am piecing together the final portions of the draft class to get it as accurate as possible, but I will show you guys all of the prospect scouting in the next episode so that you guys are up to speed on that. We will be back very, very soon with episode 2. If you guys are liking the new episode format, let me know, man. I hope that you guys are liking it, and especially if you had a good time in this video, leave it a like because it helps so much. You guys are honestly the greatest. I cannot tell you guys how much I appreciate every single one of you guys, new and old. You guys have been, the support has been amazing lately, so big shout out to you guys, man. So much love to you guys. If you are rocking with me but you're not subscribed yet, consider joining me on this journey. I think this and the other things that I have planned are going to be really cool. I think you guys are going to like it. But as always, we will be back very, very soon with plenty more, and I'll catch you boys in the next one.
I'm parked up, valeting it. Shoot my shot and I'm draining it. I'm Steph Curry, ain't playing this. I don't know what you cost, but I'm paying it. All options, I'm weighing it. If I'm going in, I'm staying in. A king bag, come laying it. Day and night, it's the way of life. I'll weigh you out, then take you out to the Waffle House for some steak and eggs. Pulling up, then we hopping out. Got you walking out with the wobble legs. Wait, girl.